Jesus, in his teachings, used many parables, similes, metaphors, and allegories. Why did he use these? First, because his teachings were deep in some instances. In fact, they were so deep that his followers did not understand many of his teachings until after his death and resurrection. Secondly, he used figures of speech because he did not want his non-followers to fully understand his teachings. You see, he did miracles right and left that people might believe in him and know that he was from God, but this produced results which he had to control. One time, after several miracles, some people wanted to make him king right there on the spot. He knew that was not the plan, so he had to evade these silly people. Two, because so many were following him and talking about him, the Jewish officials became concerned about his power with the people. He knew they would eventually plot and have him killed, but he did not want that to happen until he had accomplished the plan. Jesus used figures of speech to teach, but also to divert the religious leaders from fully understanding what his mission was and to delay them from coming after him. In fact, his disciples noted when he stopped using figures of speech in John 16. Now you are speaking clearly or literally and without figures of speech. Now we can see that you know all things and that you do not need to have anyone ask you questions. This makes us believe that you came from God. So what were these figures of speech that he used? Allegory, parables, metaphor, and simile. Allegory is a form of extended metaphor in which objects, persons, and actions in the narrative or a narrative are equated with the meanings that lie outside the narrative itself. The underlying meaning has moral, religious, social, or political significance. A good example of allegory is in Scripture is the book of Revelation. A parable is a brief, succinct story in prose or verse that illustrates a moral or religious lesson. A parable usually has one main point. The Gospels are full of Jesus' parables. A metaphor is a comparison of two unlike things using the verb to be and not using the words like or as. Here's an example. My love is a red, red rose. A simile is a comparison of two unlike things using the words like or as. Here's an example. My love is like a red, red rose. It's important to understand figures of speech in reading all types of literature, especially the teachings of Jesus. I share these truths and definitions because I see hundreds of videos, news articles, and websites out there quoting the Bible and specifically Jesus, but out of context and not taking into account that a figure of speech is involved in his teaching. That is very frustrating and does not build up or edify anyone. If you are quoting him, please consider the larger context and meaning. Have a wonderful day.